Hello, and welcome back to Alone Together podcast, where the loners aren't alone. I'm Journey.
And I'm Leila.
And today is a special episode, y'all. It is my sister's birthday today. Yay! Sings happy birthday, all that. Yes, so today is her birthday, so we thought we would do the episode with the birthday vibes, the day of her birthday, We celebrated yesterday. We were supposed to drop the episode yesterday, but it's a special occasion.
Yeah, we had to do a special edition for y'all. And the theme of today's episode is...
Do we have one?
Not really, but I think it's just reflecting on growth.
And we're going to be doing some self-reflection and just talking. We just going to talk today. No real sense of direction. But that's the best. We're going to see what this flows. What the flow is. But how are you feeling today? How does it feel to be 20, new decade, 2-0, the teens are over?
I feel like 21 is usually the birthday that everyone looks forward to because it's like, you can purchase alcohol, you're lit. But 20, they kind of overlook it, but it's so much more to me because
20 is really the age for me.
It's like, dang, like you're not a teenager anymore. You're kind of starting to figure out what you're going to do with your life.
Yeah.
And I feel that heavy because I'm about to graduate. So
you're a special case though. Like when I'm 20, I'm going to be in my third year. But most people are in their second year when they turn 20. And you're in your last year. Like that's type crazy.
Yeah, but when it just feels like it feels like this year I'm going to be 20 when I graduate. So it does feel like a big change. Like this is the age I'm going to be when I really start to figure it out. And I kind of
feel 20s, 20-something.
Stuck in the 20-something. That's what I was listening to on the way here. I just started the 20-somethings. Like, I don't know. I do feel different, though. I feel different. Like, I'm 20 now.
No, that's crazy, yo. Like, we've really known each other since we were 12. I was 11 when we met. 12 and 11. That's crazy, my guy. Like,
12.
When
that
you
was
really
less than 10 years ago.
Almost 10 years ago. Wait. Almost 10 years. Almost. High school, college, that's 8 right there. All in middle school. That's really half our life we've been friends. That's crazy. No, that's crazy. I can remember when we met like it was yesterday.
Literally.
And now seeing you grow up, like, that is insane.
What is it like? No, I'm just kidding.
It's like seeing some person evolve. Like, I feel like you've gone through so many phases. Like, it was the middle school, like, you starting to realize you cute, you little athlete, you in sports all the time, you smart, bam. Then it's high school, which I wasn't even around for that much since you moved. So I don't even know high school Leila like that.
Athlete.
Exactly. But you were the same. Yeah. It was the same, just older. And you had a boyfriend. Seeing you have a boyfriend, that was crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy, especially in person. Because, yeah.
No
that was jokes. That was jokes.
It was jokes. That's a good way to describe it.
And then it was college. Like, you kind of went crazy. Like, you went crazy, but then you leveled out. And now we're here.
Full circle.
Like, hella full circle. And, yeah, that's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to see. We both growing up together, for real. Like, we both in this transformation at the same time.
Yep.
And what are the odds we in the same city doing it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's God.
It aligned perfectly.
The universe knew we needed each other in this time.
I feel like I definitely needed, like, a solid friend in LA and some family, like, having your mom here. It just helped me so much. So I'm so grateful for that.
No, seriously. If I didn't have you, I probably would have been transferred from SC. Because all that stuff I went through last year, I was driving UCLA every single day just to have a friend. If I didn't have that, man, it would have been rap.
She was a Bruin. She tries to act like she's pro USC, but she was a Bruin.
Fight on.
She was a Bruin for a while.
Fight on, but I was messing with the wood. I was messing with Westwood a little more and still do. But anyway, I have a question, and that is, what is your current main life goal?
My current main life
That's pretty broad.
Yeah, it is pretty broad, but I feel like I was writing in my journal this morning about like my intentions going into this year. And I think the biggest thing I want to do is just be accepting to change and willing to be on whatever path God leads me on. And yeah, just trusting the process. That's my biggest goal for this year. Just trusting the process, doing everything I'm supposed to do in the now so that I know my future will
that
be
hit a nerve.
Great.
that hit a spinal cord for me. Because no, for real, trusting the process, I feel like has been huge for me recently, because it's like, I was really telling my friend the other night, like sometimes I just wonder like why I got to do all this to get to where I want to go. Like school is hard enough, and dealing with everything else and wanting to do so much in my life, but feeling like I have no time, like it's like, dang, you really just got to go step by step and hope it like adds up. Small numbers add up.
Numbers.
It just takes that time and like patience and trust.
And I feel like when you're someone that has a lot of goals, you kind of always stress yourself about working towards those goals. But as long as you're doing everything, giving everything your fullest now, like we're in school right now, so we need to be giving school our all, school activities, school organizations. Yeah. And then once we graduate, it's going to be something different. But right now, that's all I'm focusing on. And I know that there's like a lot of different paths I could take. So I'm hoping that one just kind of presents itself to me and like, I don't know, makes itself stand out, because I can't choose on my own. Like I need help with that.
That's the crazy thing about life after college. I feel like 80% of people's jobs is just opportunities that like fell in their lap.
Definitely. I think college, this is like my biggest advice for freshmen. Your major doesn't matter. It's all about, to be honest, who you know, what clubs you did, what internships you did. It's all about like that. You can work any job you want, no matter what you did in college. If you know somebody, or if you put in the work to master something else outside of it, like, I don't know. That's all that college has shown me. And it's all about who you know. But you definitely have to have the skill set. You can't just know somebody, like,
and the work.
Put in the work.
You really have to put in the work in college. Like, that's one thing I'm starting to realize. Like, not that I've been coasting by, but I'm really having to put the work in now. I see why these kids, just study all day to do good.
You have to.
Because you have to.
Especially at schools like this. Like, it is not easy. Especially working.
It's hard.
And doing school. Like, school is really a full-time job. And I don't know if school is different when our parents were in school or something, because this is horrible, grueling. Especially UCLA. I'm sorry, but that quarter system and the workload, no matter what major you are, but especially sciences. I didn't make it yet, but I'm almost there. Only a couple more months.
Really. Months. You're not even at years no more. You at months. That's scary to hear to me.
Countdown, but I'm literally taking my grad pics in December.
That's crazy. I feel like you really motivate me, because you've been through some trials and tribulations in these last 4 years, but you finishing. I'd be ready to give up sometimes. Like, do I really need school? Like, do I really, really need this? But yes, I do.
I was ready to give up so many times. It was so many nights I wanted to throw my laptop. I was crying.
If anything, college is, I feel like sometimes they make it so hard to teach us like that resilience.
Keep going.
Like they teach us how to keep going in the real world with how hard they make it in college, because I feel like college is the weed out class of life. Like, you know how with med school, like, or pre-med, like you have your weed out classes that get people to drop. That's college for people's lives. I feel like, are you going to keep going and get that degree? Or are you going to be like, it's too hard and figure it out? And I don't think that college is the direct solution to having a job, but
definitely not. Especially
the world make it feel that way sometimes.
Well, nowadays I feel like if you're not just gonna be like one of those people that starts their own business and didn't go to school, which by the way I still recommend going to school, because like there's a reason why there's a business major. There's a lot to learn. Even if you already own a business, there's a lot to learn about like managing a business, marketing aspects, and like the economy that you can learn on your own, but it's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
But I forgot what I was saying.
It'd be like that.
But that's what I was saying. So, but I feel like nowadays having an undergraduate degree is the bare minimum. People work at Starbucks with an undergraduate degree. Like in order to be guaranteed a job, you have to have a master's or a PhD or a JD or MD. Like It's not enough anymore. An undergraduate is literally like regular now.
Bare minimum. Almost equivalent to a high school diploma, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
The way we're making school affordable, somewhat, yeah. And
it really is.
It really is. And I think that's a huge reason, like, I know I just can't give up. Like, I have to get my master's. This is really just the beginning.
Literally.
But, it's doable. Like, millions of people go through it. Like, everybody went through that period of, like, failing and doing bad, and life got hard, and we went through COVID. We got the back end.
COVID
for sure, to me.
in college was horrible, but I think that
COVID,
what college shows you is that it don't matter if you're failing, if your family member died, if your arm got cut off, the test is still going to be there.
Right.
They're still going to give you an
be
F,
there,
and you still got to be back next quarter.
Man.
Hello, you have 1 week off. We'll see you next week. Like
on me, you have
they don't
2
care.
days off.
It don't matter. Back. Oh, your mental health's bad. Your test is Monday, so
literally,
which one do you want?
Literally,
like
pick one. Fail.
They don't
get it
care.
Together.
Like they really don't care. But
it's a hard knock life.
Eventually you get like you have that realization. You're like, okay, well, let me just stop going through stuff.
Literally, let me just focus on what I can focus on.
Lock in.
Literally, and that's what that's the huge thing for me right now. Like I just gotta lock in. We all gotta lock in at some point, though. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of having that self-discipline and actually locking in.
Yep, everything is about discipline.
Everything is about discipline.
Everything.
That has been like a huge word for me this year. Like really discipline, because you're not gonna get to the top without it. Like it takes so much sacrifice to get where we want to get in life. Realistically, like discipline has to be our main goal. Like self-control.
I feel like discipline is easy when you're up. It's discipline when you're suffering that's hard. And that's what I'm learning right now. Like it's easy to be disciplined when I'm feeling great. I'll be at the gym, I'll be at class, I'll be on time, but it's when you're feeling down, having discipline, that's when it gets hard. But that's when it's most important.
True. It's really setting a routine, I think, and sticking to it, or somewhat of a routine. That's why sometimes I envy athletes. Like, they have like
a set routine, tutoring.
Like, they on top of it. That college is their sacrifice. Like, they got it set for them. That could be
like, if you really make your schedule, it could be your schedule too. You just have to stick to it. There's tutors available. There's gyms available. Like everything that they have, we also have available to us. It's just a matter of like, what do you really need and want? They have to be there though. That's why like the discipline is built in. Like,
and they get it handed to them. Like they get their schedule. We gotta do that ourselves. But that's really building the discipline in itself right there.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask. I was going to ask, how does it feel growing up? But like, we kind of already touched on that. But how does it feel like seeing yourself evolve?
Even, I was thinking about this like yesterday a lot, but even thinking about myself last year on my birthday and the person that I was like last year on my birthday, my 19th birthday, to now is truly insane. Like, I feel like this was probably the biggest growth year for me in life ever. Like, really. Because I saw, like, it would be a little progress from, like, 18 to 19, 16 to 17. But, like, I really feel like a completely different person now. Like, I don't know what it is, but this year, to watch myself grow up is crazy. And just
what's been the biggest change?
Just me. Like, I don't know. Like, I used to be so, like, a year ago today, I would be like, I want to eat healthy. Like, I'm going to eat what I want. Like, I don't know. I was like, I'd rather be happy right now, but I don't know. I don't know what was going on.
I'm sorry, I was funny.
I would be like, I'm gonna drink my soda. Like, I don't want water or juice, only juice. Like, I don't want water. But now I feel like more, I would say, balanced. I used to only be able to care about one thing at once. I would only be able to care about one thing at once. Like, I would care about work too much, and then I mess up in school, or I care about school too much, and then now I'm not making money. And like, now I'm just finding what works for me, my balance, and trying to be good in all aspects of life. And my relationships are way better. I think a lot of my growth has to do with like the people I surrounded myself with this year versus last year. Last year I felt very like drained, walking on eggshells, all that. This year I just feel like the people around me actually want to see me win. Period. And they're helping me get there, encouraging, giving good advice, and it really is like who you're around. I think that has so much to do with your mental, your growth. Yeah. Like, people can stunt your growth if you're around them every single day and they're not growing or doing anything to actively help themselves, and you're trying to help them. That stunts your own growth. And I had to realize that, and I feel like I flourished once I realized that.
It's crazy, like the transformation that people go through in life when they cut people out their life.
That part, and
like it's literally a full 360.
It's insane. And it's like, I never blame anyone for like the stuff that was going on with me. And I think that one thing about me, I was talking to my friend Destiny about this the other day, but like, I think I'm very drawn to people who are themselves. Yeah. And that was really hard to find. That's really hard to find at UCLA. So I found those people and I ran with it. And that just because someone is themselves doesn't necessarily mean that like they're a great person. But when it's hard to find authenticity and you find authenticity, like,
you run with it.
You do run with it. And like, you know,
that's true.
It's easy for authentic people to get along. So I think that there's a difference between like authenticity and then someone who genuinely has your best intentions at heart and like has their stuff together and has a growth mindset with you. Let me grow with you, rather than like, I see you doing well and like,
I want to
be a part of it.
Yeah.
Or like, I could just tell the difference so much in like my friends, like someone that wants to see me do well versus someone who might have low key like had some animosity to me, just the way like people talk to me, and that really weighed me down, I think.
Like, and it's really crazy because sometimes you want to believe they're your friends so much you don't notice that that's what's happening
until you're around. And I think that's why you cut them off. You not even cutting them off, but even like you coming to LA, and once we started, you know, being back on our everyday, like hanging out everyday stuff, that's when I really noticed. I was like, this is what real friendship is like. Like, I almost forgot. Like, it's been years, but that's definitely helped me so much. And I think it was a certain point where I had to help myself too. Like,
man,
I had to, like, being around people that
say that again
genuinely work on themselves, it makes you want to work on yourself and be better. And like, you can't just depend on other people like to help you grow just because everyone around you is doing well. Like, you got to put that work in yourself. And I think this last year I really put so much work in, and it just shows in like, I always think about my journal. Like, when I'm not doing well, I'm not journaling, but my journal is almost full. And just the way
my journal is my best friend.
Exactly. Like, and just looking at the difference from last year in my journal to now, of just like how I speak to myself.
Is talk like about it.
Crazy. Like, the way I speak to myself now, and even the things that I'm thinking about, it's just so much more intentional, so much more authentic, so much more me. And I feel like I wasn't even myself last year because like
I remember
I
it.
don't know.
It's interesting for me on the outside seeing it because, like, I mean this in the most respectful way. You have come a long way, like, but it's beautiful to see it. But you have really evolved so much, and like, it is like last year to this year has been a huge change for you. I think, like, I see it internally, and it's really reflected outwardly as well. And like the stuff that you be trying to do now and get into, it's like, wow, like she be trying to be wholesome. Like we're healing here. But for real, like it has been such a beautiful change. And everything you were saying right now, I was just like, yeah, like, because I see it in you and it's beautiful. And that's life. Like, that's a part of growing up. And it's beautiful that you're reaching that transformation. Well, we're going to have a lot of these periods in our life where we transform like this, but seeing it is like, at least you're going into your adulthood like this, or like entering your 20s at this point, not where you were last year.
Yeah, and it's like I always like to do those type of things too, and I just feel like I was so young coming into college, and like I had never done anything in my life. Like I was basically held hostage my whole life. No phone, no friends, no text.
Just a boyfriend.
He was basically imaginary. Basically imaginary. My school boyfriend. But
boyfriend in a basketball.
Yeah, I just think that I was kind of down for whatever when I came here, and that's not a good way to be, but I wasn't doing stuff that I necessarily wanted to do. I was just doing stuff because I was with my friends that, you know, were authentic and I wanted to be around them, and like I was willing to do anything, like just so we could all hang out because we was gang. But like, I don't know. I feel like now I could truly do the stuff that I want to do, and like now I just feel like I'm gonna do it even if I'm alone. Like before, I used to really be codependent with my friends. I think like I really wouldn't go nowhere without my friends. We would pull up 7 deep everywhere, like. But now I'm like finally being okay with really being alone and just doing stuff that I actually want to do. But
I was going to tell you, like,
it's nice.
A few weeks ago, like, seeing you come to church with me, like, that just did something to my heart in a different way. Like, I don't know. And, like, seeing you be in it was different. Like, not that you weren't before, but like...
But I wasn't. That's the thing. That's what I was about to say. Because, like, I think it hit your heart a different way. Because that's the first time, like, that's the first church to you. I've been to that, like, I was like, yeah, this hit different. And, like, I'm still thinking about that sermon. Because I'm like, I'm trying to break through the doors this year. Like,
yeah. Like, I really enjoy it. And it's just nice seeing, like, I don't know, you build that relationship. You build that faith, like... It's a beautiful thing. Not everybody needs to do it, and I respect everybody's belief, but like it's nice having that with you.
Yeah, but I'm fearful because, you know, I take things too far. I feel like I'm about to turn into a hotep.
Bye.
I'm about to see me with my Bible everywhere. Like, I'm going to have all types of Bibles. I'm going to be...
all the Bibles.
I belong to this tribe. Like, I'm about to turn hotep.
That's funny, but yeah, and that's dope. Like, it's only the beginning. Like, this major growth period is really just the beginning. Like, the flower's barely starting to bloom. I feel like it's barely sprouting.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking about, because it's a decade, 20 years on this earth, and I'm like, dang, it took me 20 years to get to this point. It's a good point.
Imagine that I'm at 40.
40. That's what I keep thinking. I'm like, if I'm already here, and I still got to experience this, like, amount of life again.
Like, I got to do this all over again.
That is
times 20.
And I'll only be 40. Like, 40 isn't even that old if you really think about it. Like,
lives are long. I think people need to appreciate their lives because, honestly, if you live 80 years alive is a long
I can't imagine doing this 4 times.
It's a long time.
Like, I just, like, 20 years was a lot for me. It was times when I was like, I'm still going.
Man.
And it's only been 20 years, like 80 years doing this 4 times. Like, I don't even want to do
that. Just appreciate, like, where you at. Like,
appreciate that you're still here.
Even if I left this earth right now, I'd be so content with my life. Because, man, I feel like I've lived a life.
Yeah, so
we've experienced
that's why I love old people, because they got some stories on them. Like, you was there for the Titanic?
Literally.
And the civil rights movement.
And the World War. World War II. Like, what, you fought in that?
You went to Vietnam?
Like,
damn. Sheesh.
I can't even imagine. We got COVID.
You was there for the invention.
We got Obama
iPhones.
and COVID.
COVID was a big one though. Like,
we lived through a pandemic.
We was here for the Black Plague.
Literally. Literally, we're here for wars. There's a lot of wars going on, but the pandemic is the one. I think the pandemic changed me so much. Like, that timing in the pandemic was like really when my spirituality elevated like no other, because I was just at home all day, like focused on my spirituality. Like, I would just meditate and do yoga and watch TV. And if I was bored, I would journal or do yoga again or meditate more. Like, I was so into it, and like the dedication that I put into it like really transformed my life. And I think about that all the time. Like, I wish I could go back to COVID because I had more time to myself. But at the same time, that's balance. That's life. Like, you got to learn how to factor those times to meditate, to do my yoga, to journal into the busy life, or else you're just going to get carried away, you know? And I think that's so easy in college, is to just get carried away, like consumed with the studying, consumed with getting the hard work done, the homework, class. Like, it really is a career. It's a lifestyle. Being a student is such a change to life. And it's only those 4 years. Like, sometimes I just think about college. Like, what is this?
College student is different than... It's incomparable to any other like school experience, because I feel like this is the first time we're really learning stuff. Like, we learned stuff in high school, but it would be like the same thing every year. How did we learn? Literally. How did we take Spanish since 6th grade and I still am not fluent in Spanish?
Did I see, what was it, MX plus B?
Like, yes, Y equals MX plus every B. Year. Like, now I'm learning how sound waves work, how to measure a light spectra, and I'm not even like a science, well, I guess I am a science major, but I'm learning all types of random stuff. And it's like, this is, when I take classes at UCLA, I'm like, yeah, like, this is a class. Like, the information that we get, like, I can't even live normally now. Like, now when an ambulance passes by, I'm thinking about how the sound waves are compressing. Like,
it's a lot.
It makes you feel weird.
It's a lot, but it's also like knowledge so many people don't have access to, which is...
That's why I love it.
It's dope. Like, this is a tap.
I don't love that people don't have access to knowledge, but I'm blessed, so grateful for my like educational opportunities, because UCLA is really, like, as much as I talk crap about it, we really have some of the most advanced professors in the world. Every time, every class that I take, the professor has research that is cutting edge in the field. Probably like one of the best, wrote our textbook, like crazy things like that. And we get to learn from these people and talk to them, and like really, like, they push us to question things. And I like that about UCLA.
I feel that. I wish I was at a school sometimes with a smaller class size. Even though I do have pretty small classes at SC, but I would like to have a more intimate discussion like my Cedar does at Spelman.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really intimate classroom, interactive type of learning. And I appreciate that, because I hate you big universities feeling like your professor don't care.
Yeah, but what I realized, it's my senior year now, I be talking in my classes. Every single one of my classes, I don't care if I'm answering every single question. I will do it.
If you know the answer, you better raise your hand.
I will do it I will literally answer almost every question in my class, or have something to say every time, because it's just like, honestly, I don't want to go to office hours. Like, you're just going to get to know me here. Like, I talk every single day. You see me every day.
I'll go to the office hours.
I'm like the only Black person in here. You know who I am. Like,
man, that's the one. Sometimes being the one of few Black kids in the class, they automatically kind of get to know you or know you, because it's like, I'm one of few walking in here. And if it's a smaller class size, they are going to know you. The other week, I tried to dip out of class. It was my stress management. And the second portion of the class is our exercise. And we had to walk across campus to where we were going. I left. I was like, I'm not doing this workout today. Like, I need to get some stuff done. So I left on the walk there, thinking she wasn't going to notice me. But then as I'm walking, I'm like, I'm literally one of two Black kids. And she always comments on my braids. she's gonna know that I'm gone. Sure enough, the next week, she's like, last week we lost a few on you on the walk to the exercise. I don't want to see you leave again. I'm like, there we go. Like, they know you. I just feel like being black. But that's hard thing with being the black kid is like, I don't want you to just know me as the black kid. Like,
that's why you got to talk. Like, it's exactly sad. It's sad, but you really do got to talk. Like, asking questions. I'm not shy at all. I'll be in there just talking. I don't even raise my hand sometimes. I think I am the professor.
Bye.
Like, I don't care. It'll be a class with 200 people too. I do not care.
Yeah, that's crazy. See, we are so much alike. Like, we are really the same, but we are so different because that is not me. Like, I'm in the back of the class listening, taking notes, bell ring, I'm gone.
But maybe you'll be like that your senior year, because I used to be like that when I was in like my freshman, sophomore, even third year. But now I'm just like, I'm almost done, and I'm just so grateful for all the classes that I'm taking. Like, I'm so grateful for my education.
Let me reframe. If I like the professor, I will talk. Because there be some classes where I'll talk.
That'd be the one.
But if I feel comfortable, if I don't, or I feel like you just trying to teach this lecture and get out, I'm in and out too.
It depends on the professor, because some of my professors make it like a conversation. So
see, and that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
So what is the biggest thing you fear going into your 20s or adulthood, getting out of your teens, whatever?
I think that's a good one. The biggest thing that I fear is probably, just
fear nothing.
Yeah, I'm like, fear nothing. But I don't want to be like, certain family members stuck in the same place. Stuck in
child.
Like, I don't know. I feel like that's a theme with some of my family members, like constantly like a bunch of ideas, but never actually like put in the work to do any of them. And
that's the
one. Do not ever want to be like that. I'm just working on saying less, doing more. I don't want to talk about the stuff that I want to do, because I don't even like when people ask me that. What do you want to do? I don't want to talk about it. Like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And once you see it, you're going to be like, oh, okay. Right. But like, for right now, just mind your business, because like, I don't want to say something and then I don't do it, because that's embarrassing. I want to just put the work in and do what I do.
Yes, I completely, bro. Like, I just need a minute, because everything you just said is the reason I am here. I feel like sometimes the reason I continued to wake my butt up in the morning and go to class and study for up to 2 to 4 hours a day is simply because I don't want to end up like those family members who, like you said, either have the groundbreaking idea every 6 months but don't execute
and don't do nothing,
or the ones who were in my position and blew it and are back,
or the ones that did both. But like, I don't know, that will motivate you more than anything, because you still see them doing all that, and you're like, every single time it's like, I can never be like that. And there's like people counting on you
at one point,
exactly,
thinking they were gonna be millionaires or they were gonna be the next Bill Gates, and they are back in the hometown,
and that's scary,
suffering,
because it's like, that's hella
what do scary. I gotta do what that they didn't do?
Exactly.
And I think about that so much, like, especially with my brothers, like, what do I need to do to be better and to make all this worth it? Because we have the opportunity right in front of us. Like, we're in school. That is honestly step 1 through 8. I feel like
honestly, sometimes I want to go back and be able to watch what they were doing, because how did you mess up that bad so I cannot do it?
Seriously, and it's like no shade, like no shade
at all. But I really want to know, because we're here. So that's what scares me, because it's like, we're here right now, and it's like, to know that you could still like lose it all and not make it, even though you made it so far. And this like seemed like such a hard
in
point.
The moment.
Yeah, it seems like such a hard point right now, but like, people fell off when they were even further than us in our back, like saying where we didn't want to be.
Literally.
And yeah, that's like a really big fear of mine, because like, I don't know. I
want to be the one.
Exactly.
It's pressure, but it's like, it's like, how do I say this? I know that I'm capable. Therefore, it don't really stress me that much. Like, I know it's going to happen. You know, like, I know we're going to be the ones to break the generational curses in our family. But it's like knowing that brings a whole nother set of expectations and fear in your life. Like,
fear.
Because you got to take on that. And
real fear.
It's not so much pressure yourself, do this. Like, I feel like a lot of times people really advocate for don't be too hard on yourselves. Nah, sometimes you need to be hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to be like, girl, you cannot end up like this, and this. So lock in and get it together, no matter what it takes sometimes, because that's what it takes to get there.
And all successful people had to do that. Like, look at our moms, your dad, like, they had to lock in.
And life threw them so off course at one point, too, way later than where we are. Like, where my dad was at my age was having a kid.
My mom
trying to figure it out.
Younger than me. She was in college with a kid and jobs. Like,
their lives were harder than
my
ours.
mom was in college with me and jobs. I could barely do this with just me.
Man, like, I can barely do this with one friend.
I could barely keep 2 friends. And you're talking about a kid in college? Like,
sheesh.
That's when I'd be like, okay, let me just get it together. Like, and I don't want to do this little homework assignment.
Right,
because I'm crying over a homework assignment.
Change
you had a kid.
Homework.
A kid.
I'm going to take the homework.
But at least it was me, though. I was perfect.
Okay. But, yeah, exactly. But that's motivation. Like,
real motivation. I feel like that's like burning a fire up your butt. Because I see that, like, that's constant motivation. I see that almost every day, or like
whenever I'm
reminded of it, and I'd be scared. Like, it'd be the littlest things. Like, I'd be like, if I didn't pay someone back $5, I'm like, I'm just like them. Bye. Like, I'm like, I need to get it together.
I know what you mean, though.
Like,
but it's like, at least we're taking that and learning from it. Like, at least we're not like
succumbing to it already. We're literally using it as motivation already,
and that can't stop. Like, that is, I feel like, my fuel for my whole life. Like, because like we said, we don't know what's going to happen. I could be 30 touching mills and lose it all. Like, you just never know. You got to be smart. You got to be
homeless
intentional.
Next year.
Intentional, I think, is going to be my
Definitely.
word for this next year. Like, I have to be intentional with everything that I do, because everything that I do today is planting a seed for tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, next decade. Like, everything matters. Everything is precise.
Yes. And
nothing is by accident.
That just made me think of my daily affirmations, because every morning it says something to the effect of, I am breaking habits now. And it's so much easier to form a habit and do it rather than break a habit. Breaking a habit takes so much work. And breaking a generational curse, that's why I think it's really called a curse, because it really weighs down on you, and you really think about that, and you really, at any moment, feel like you could fall back into it, because it really is a curse, I think. Like, your whole family has done it every single generation. So it feels like you could fall to it at any moment, and it's way harder to break that than to just fall into it, just like a habit.
It's easier to fall into it, for sure.
Way easier to fall into it. And I think you really have to put that work in to break that habit. But when it's something that's deep in you, something that you really want to break, then you're going to do it.
Stop you.
And honestly, just by me and Journey being able to talk about how we feel right now, that's a generational curse broken in its own.
Talk about it.
Amen. That is really a generational curse broken right there. And it's such a beautiful thing. But we got a lot more to work on, a lot more things to break, especially when it comes to having kids. But
it's the thing
is not happening for years.
The biggest generational curse for me, I think, is getting out. I did that. I got out. Now I got to stay out. But it's really the financial aspect, I think, unfortunately. Like, being the first millionaire in my family, education too. Like, my mom, I think, broke that huge in my family. Like, getting her PhD, like, she's my role model. Like, that's huge. But that, and also just parenting. When I become a parent, that's a conversation for another day. But how I raise my kids,
is huge.
and
that's the biggest one.
That's Yeah, that's
but
emotional.
Showing emotions, I think, is a huge one for me. Like
for me too, because how I was raised, this podcast wouldn't be if I didn't heal.
Exactly how I was raised. I'm sorry,
if I didn't heal myself,
we
wouldn't do this.
I was a boy.
Vulnerability. Vulnerability is a generational thing for sure.
Yep. But look where we are now.
We're making it. We're doing it.
We broke that one.
We're doing it. And that's beautiful to see. I'm really proud of us, bro. Like, we're doing it. Every day we be fighting and we be
generational
down.
demons.
Seriously, we be fighting. We be down. Like, I be ready to give up, but you motivate me, man, because we out here alone together.
Yeah, you motivate me too.
We out here struggling together.
We pushing. You motivated me this weekend, Journey. Like, how many midterms and still did all that for my birthday. God bless you.
Yeah, bro. Anything. But my last question is, what is your prime focus right now in your healing journey? And what is something that you want to heal in your life?
That's a good one. So, I would say that my prime focus right now in my healing journey is just completely letting go of things that no longer serve me. And
that's deep, honestly.
Yeah, just completely letting go of every single thing and person that doesn't serve me anymore, that isn't helping me grow and isn't like pushing me to be a better person. I think that everything in my life that isn't doing that is honestly pointless. So it's not easy though. Like, you have emotional attachments to things, and you have habits, and you have things that you just become comfortable with. But every single morning when I wake up, like, even going on my phone, like, I know that I'm waiting for a text message from someone. Like, it's like insecure. Like, that's how I feel. Like, I wake up and I'm like looking at my phone to see if I got a message, or like, see.
Me too.
It's like, that's something. And it's honestly, it makes me sick because I'm so self-aware that it's automatically disappointment to myself. Like, I'll be like, I literally automatically wake up, check my phone, and then I get disappointed in myself. Like, why are you doing this? You know, even like being on my phone in the morning in general, I've been looking up ways to help with my addiction to my phone, because I'll admit it, like, I feel like I am addicted to my phone. I think we all are addicted to our phones, but I don't want to be addicted to my phone. Like, I saw one thing and it was like, get an actual clock for your alarm clock, and so you don't have to go on your phone in the morning. And like, that's something I want to do, because I don't know, something about my phone lately has just like, I don't like it. Like, waking up and feeling like I have to go on my phone right away literally just makes me feel every morning like disappointed in myself, because I don't want to be that attached to my
phone. Put something else that you reach for. Like,
I'm about to get an iPod Nano, so I don't even have to listen to music on my phone.
I was about to say, like, put your phone on the desk, get an alarm clock. Maybe reach for the journal. Like, write like a message to yourself so you can check that in the morning.
Yeah, like, that's one thing that I just feel like isn't serving me anymore. I think a lot of us have this imagination that our phone is helping us. Oh, I need to be on here because it's helping me. But realistically,
how
many of us are actually making money off our phones? Because even people with hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram aren't making money on their phone. True. So let's stop pretending like our phone is serving us. Stalking your ex or like stalking people that you fell out with is not serving you. I think that's really what social media is at this point, just like looking at people's lives. I don't want to care
at people's stage
about
lives.
People's stage. I don't care about that stuff at all anymore. I literally haven't even posted anything about my birthday because I know it's going to be hella people citing us saying happy birthday. No one even really remembered it was my birthday before I posted it. True. So it's just like, that's just fake to me. I don't want to share like certain things in my life anymore. I don't want to see people's lives. I just want to live in real life.
People's lives. That's huge for me. I don't care.
Imagine how much we could all log in if we weren't on our phones. And that's why, like, I feel like my phone just isn't serving me. Every day I have like 3.5 hours of screen time. That's a lot of time. Like,
even that is a lot of time, and that's little.
Yeah, that was like me.
People average 8. People average 7.
That was me locking in 3. I had to cut it down to 3 because it was 7. It was 8.
It'd be TikTok.
3 this week. And it's like, dang, that's a lot of time. And now every time that I'm on my phone scrolling, like, I automatically get upset with myself because I'm like, I could be reading a book. I could be doing this. And
honestly,
it's like,
I think
not serving me.
Did it for me. Like, my screen time has been really low, but it's because I don't have enough to check. Like, I don't have Twitter. I don't have TikTok. That right there takes off so much scrolling and time. Like, a TikTok, you could 3 minutes, let's say, per TikTok. You're watching a bunch of those 5 videos. That's 15 minutes of your time, like right there. But I feel like that's the only reason that I don't be checking my phone much, is because I've just limited like what I can see. And I'd be tired of Snapchat. I'd be tired of Instagram. So then I'm just like, well, forget the phone.
I set actual time limits on my apps. So it's like I should 30 minutes for all of my social medias combined. That's what I'm trying to do daily, because I just feel like there's so many things to do, and there's so, like, I could buy a textbook right now of any subject and learn it. I can master something, and I'm wasting my time like on my phone. There's a lot of things that I want to master right now too.
You'll get there though. Like, you didn't have a phone all of high school, so I mean, like, give yourself some grace. A phone is just our generation's addiction.
You would think that would make me better. Like, I didn't even have a phone, so why am I on it all the time? I don't need this. But
I feel you.
I kind of just.
But you'll get there.
Maybe I should get a flip phone, y'all.
Maybe.
Would y'all call me on my flip phone? The only thing is I need to FaceTime my baby.
It would be hard to text.
Everyone would just have to call
me. I don't like to call, so you're gonna have to figure something. Maybe a pager. That's useless. But anyway. But, you know, I'm glad we had this self-reflection episode because it's needed. And I just wanted you to go into this year, like, speaking vibes, speaking positivity, setting it right, because we in them 20-somethings now.
Stuck in them 20-somethings.
We in it now,
I'm
man.
in my 20-somethings. Good luck on these 20-somethings. I'm really 20.
2-0. 20, no teen. I got another year, but
I feel like I am the number 20 right now.
You are.
Like, this is crazy.
It is crazy, but we still young. We gotta enjoy this youth.
Girl, I'm grown.
I'm
grown now. What? Who's we?
I'm the youth of the.
I was gonna say I'm grown now.
I'm pushing you to be young, like I push my mama to be young still. Anyway, but y'all wish my girl happy birthday in the comments and tune in for the next episode.
Thank you.
Bye.